Manipulators can ruin your life, your mental and financial health, turn people against you, and leave you confused, insecure, and isolated because the manipulator has turned people against you. Learn to recognize when someone is playing you and how to break free. What is the goal of manipulators? They emotionally abuse you to control you and influence those around you to meet their emotional and financial goals. Bernie Madoff sold a lie that his investment firm could make his clients outrageous returns. He swindled $65 billion from investors over 20 years through his Ponzi scheme, the largest fraud in history. Manipulators know how to push the usual buttons: naturally trusting, naive, greedy, self-doubting, guilt-prone, magical thinkers, polite, empathetic, or those unlikely to admit victimization. But once we learn to recognize the manipulation tactics, we're in a much better position to free ourselves to know how to improve mental health. The 3 most common manipulation tactics are the following. 1. Flattery and love bombing. 2. Guilt, fear, accusation and threat. 3. Gaslighting. Let's start with flattery and love bombing. Female covert narcissists know that they can pull a man into a relationship by turning up the sexual heat. Who doesn't want to feel desired? Men's mental health professionals tell you that the sexual intensity doesn't last, and in fact, it turns toxic once the narcissist has established control. It's no accident that many cults employ a form of lover bombing when recruiting new members. Suddenly, the potential recruit has many new friends, all there to encourage them on their journey. The love bombing in the form of social support tends to disappear once they join the group. If you're in a new relationship or are being recruited by a religion or personal development organization, and it feels really good, slow things down. Manipulators can't keep up the love bombing for long, and once the intensity subsides, you'll be in a better position to see them as they are. This brings us to the second of the 3 most common manipulation tactics, which is a combination of guilt, fear, accusation and threat. GFAT. When love bombing doesn't work, watch the manipulator turn to try to influence you through guilt, fear, accusing you or making threats. When the love bombing fails to control you, watch them accuse you of using them for sex. When your new instant friends can't persuade you to join their religion, watch the fear, accusation, or threats show up. You're just not committed to knowing the truth. People who love Satan more than God end up in a very bad place here and in the hereafter. Satan wants you to delay baptism or some other form of commitment to the group. Watch when manipulators cloak themselves as victims of you simply because you won't allow them to control you. I thought I could count on you. You're just like all those other people who have used and abused me. The accusation is masked, often indirect, so that they can deny the threat to avoid accountability. People who waste my time find that their friends suddenly don't like them. GFAT shows up when you're confronting the manipulator with facts that unmask them. I spoke with a religious leader about facts that showed their sacred stories to be lies. He said, "Those who question sacred truths are usually sinning. What is wrong in your life that you would question spiritual truths?" When I persisted with facts, he turned to a fear-based threat. Those who leave the faith are often rejected by their family. He continued with another fear-based threat. Those who reject the truth they once knew end up in the darkest place in hell. When I recognized the use of GFAT or guilt, fear, accusation and threat, especially in light of the fact that he had no facts to correct what I discovered, I left and cut off the religion from my life. In hindsight, understanding the use of GFAT as a manipulation tactic saved my life. You know for sure you're dealing with a highly manipulative person when they threaten to share secrets if you don't allow them to control you. It's emotional blackmail. What's even uglier is that they have been sharing your secrets, usually disparaging you to others for a long time. Once you see them for who they are, Move on. Let's talk about the third of the most common manipulation tactics, and that's gaslighting. Gaslighting is when someone tries to make you question your own reality, memory, or sanity. When you bring up a problem, they try to deny, diminish, confuse, deceive, or accuse you of being crazy, irrational, or oversensitive. When you bring up a problem with a gaslighter, you might hear things like, "You're making things up," "You're imagining things that never happened," or "You're too emotional." The goal of gaslighting is to make you doubt yourself and your perception of reality, so that you rely on the gaslighter's distorted view of reality. If you've ever been gaslighted, it's a wild ride of denial, accusation, fear-mongering, literally anything to get you to doubt facts and allow the gaslighter to influence you. If you're feeling confused or on the defensive when you are trying to understand a problem or situation, step back and regroup. Don't let the manipulator control the narrative. In this video, we've shared the 3 main tactics used by manipulators. If you suspect that someone is manipulating you, here are 5 things you can do. 1. Trust your intuition and feelings. If something feels off or wrong, don't ignore it. 2. Seek support from people who care about you and respect you. Don't isolate yourself from your friends or family, because chances are they see what you don't see. 3. Set boundaries and limits with the manipulator. Don't let them cross your lines or violate your rights. 4. Be assertive and confident in your communication. Don't let them intimidate or silence you. 5. Seek professional help if needed. A therapist or counselor can help you cope with the effects of manipulation and empower you to take action. Thanks for joining the Change Capability Institute in today's video. Please subscribe to the channel to support content like this.